Hello and welcome to Harmonic UK. 2020 has been off to a busy start for the London Armenian community, with series events hosted by community organisations, speakers from around the diaspora, and lots of support for good causes. Here is a roundup. On the occasion of Judornek, the annual blessing of the holy water, the divine liturgy was conducted at both St. Yagisha and St. Sarkis churches. On January 6th, followed by a luncheon organised by the St. Yagisha Ladies Guild. The ACYO continued to deliver gifts to senior members of our community, continuing in the giving spirit of Christmas. The ACYO members spent some time with our community elders as they shared their stories in a programme made possible with the help of Bishop Hovagim Manukyan, Father Shanor Bakhtasaryan, Mr. Artur Asataryan, Mr. David Goshetsian. If you'd like to take part or know a senior member of our community who might benefit from a gift delivery, please contact info@armenianchurch.org.uk. St. Yagisha Church was packed on Friday, January 31st to watch Asadur. The film features the memoirs of Mr. Asadur Guselyan and offers a fascinating insight into his life story, which, like many Armenians, stretch far beyond the borders of our country. The screening was followed by Q&A.
Կանադայի դեսպաններ, արտակարգ շատ զարգացած միասնավորություն, անգլերենը Օքսֆորդի պրոֆեսոր Սարելաներն ուրեմն հաջորդ նախաճաշի պիտի կնապ իմացս եկավ Արությունյանը, ասես բարև կուզելյան, միասին չնախաճաշենք, ապայման ասես մեծ հաջորդով։ Սրանք երկուսն են Ղարաբաղցի են, մտերի մտերներ են, ուրեմն սպասեցինք, որ Բաղրամյանը հասնի, ծանոթացրեցինք Բաղրամյանին, ծանոթացրեք Ասատուր Գուզելյանը Լոնդոնից, մեր ազգի և երեցու լավ զավակներից, ասեց Շիրազը գալիս գնում է ծուր Ցեզենայում, դարձել է Սահոբանի Շիրազը։
Mr. Stepan Ovanesov, a prominent member of the Armenian community and deacon at the St. Sarkis Church, was decorated with the St. Sahag and St. Mesrop medals on February 2nd by Bishop Hovagim Manukyan. The honor was bestowed by the Catholicos of all Armenians, His Holiness Karagin II, in recognition of Ovanesov's extensive work for the Armenian Church. During the service, Bishop Hovagim spoke of Mr. Ovanesov's commitment in furthering the Armenian cause. Mr. Ovanesov is not only a devout Christian, but also a person who practices his religion graciously which naturally attracts others to do the same. With his life and work, it is needless to say that such dedication is immeasurable. On February 2nd, the Gevrotasa Sunday Community School hosted their quiz night, an evening of fun of discovery on the London Armenian community every year, with teams named after historic and present-day regions of Armenia, and a delicious meal prepared by the Parents' Committee. Also on February 8th, the Divine Liturgy was celebrated at the Chapel of Pembroke College on the Feast of St. Sarkis with the choir of the Oxford Armenian Society under the leadership of Miss Mariana Asataryan. The Primate expressed his gratitude to Dr. Theo Van Lint, Professor of the Oriental Faculty of the University of Oxford, the Chaplain of the Pembroke College Chapel, the Oxford Armenian Society students and choir members. The service included a blessing and fundraiser in support of the Ani Haikuni Foundation for Cancer Treatment, which supports patients in Armenia, supporting this important cause.
And also, I would like to thank Armenian Oxford Society and also our Faculty of Armenian Studies, led by Professor Theo Van Lint, who is present, who is singing he does today during the liturgy. Անունոր եւ Որդու եւ Հոգու Սուրբ Ամեն։ Սիրելի քույրեր եւ եղբայրներ, dear brothers and sisters in Christ, it's great honor and also pleasure to come once again to Oxford and to celebrate Mass, Armenian liturgy, in this beautiful chapel.
Pembroke Chapel, everyone, for a new, in this academic year, a new liturgical event. We've had the Armenian liturgy in Pembroke for several years now, and we are very glad and grateful to Reverend Andrew Teal for allowing us to use the chapel in Pembroke College. As you can see around us, there are several people who form the Oxford University Armenian Choir, and it is a great pleasure for us to sing the Armenian liturgy at least once a year, and we hope a bit more often in the future in this chapel. We are also very grateful for Archbishop Hovakim Manukyan, who is the primate of the Armenian Church in the United Kingdom and Ireland, that he will celebrate the Mass with us and for us today. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you all and hope you will join in with us in celebrating the Armenian liturgy today.
On February 9th, the Armenian Relief Society hosts a luncheon in celebration of the Feast of St. Sarkis, with proceeds going to the Lebanon Emergency Appeal. The ARS Chair, Mrs. Janet Martirosyan, welcomed Archbishop Nathan Hovanesyan, former Bishop of the Armenian Church of the UK, visiting from Armenia. Bishop Hovakim Manukyan shared the story of St. Sarkis and its relevance on the youth today, as well as the 110th history of the ARS service to the Armenian communities around the world. As you may know, the ongoing political instability in Lebanon has taken a toll on our fellow Armenians, and the ARS is providing assistance to vulnerable members of the community. Do consider giving to the campaign. The most successful pilgrimage organised by the Diocese of the Armenian Church of the UK and Ireland covered visits to many early Christian sites, including Nazareth, Bethlehem, Jerusalem and the Dead Sea. The visit also included an Armenian Christmas Mass in Bethlehem on January 19th, as celebrated in the old calendar.
ახორჟა გუდელო გფასვი ლოკალური აბინი
On January 30th, the Armenian Institute hosted contested Armenians, Muslim and Alevi Armenians in contemporary Turkey by Hrag Papazian, a doctoral candidate at the University of Oxford, studying Armenians and their multiple identities in contemporary Turkey. The officially Muslim and hence legally non-Armenian citizens of the Republic of Turkey, drawing on their Armenian ancestors who have Islamized or Alevized decades of centuries earlier, have started to publicly identify as Armenians in growing numbers in the last few decades. In memory and a celebration of his legacy, the Armenian Institute hosted Hrant Dink's Memory Drives Action, Sorrow Turns to Hope, on January 19th at St. Yarishe Church. There was an opening speech by Morisa Martirosyan. Nayat Giragos, program conductor of the Hrant Dink Foundation, updated us on the specially designed spaces at the Argos offices, where all are welcome to share in the story of Hrant Dink's life and legacy, nurturing dialogue, research and social transformation in human rights.
To greet you here this evening. Good evening to our many friends from many countries. And since it is the beginning of the year, I wish you a happy new year, and I hope it will be a fulfilling and a peaceful one. Thank you for joining us. I'm Marisa Martirosyan, a founder member of the Armenian Institute, which has commemorated each year the life and work of Hrant Dink since his horrendous killing on the 19th of January 2007. This day is commemorated all around the world. In Istanbul, the streets outside his office were rammed with thousands of people. We saw them today. To introduce him in London, to film him and write about him. Personally, I have been reflecting on life and death since a recent major bereavement, and I've come to realize that the greatest tribute and solace to those we lose is to continue with their ideals, their work and practices.
On January 23rd, the Armenian Institute hosted Armenian Modern and Contemporary Art with Dr. Armen Yesayan, director of the exhibitions at the Kafesyan Center for the Arts in Yerevan. In his illustrated talk, Yesayan presented the historical context and particular features of Armenian art in the 20th and 21st centuries, the development of the modern art scene after the collapse of the USSR, and the role of the Kafesyan Center in fostering and showcasing the best of the contemporary Armenian art. On January 23rd, the Armenian Institute co-hosted a screening of Garine with a short discussion together with the Kino Classica Foundation, the British Film Institute and the Institut Français Ciné Lumière. The 1969 film, directed by Arman Manaryan and based on the operetta by Tigran Chukhachian, features soprano Gohar Gasparian in a versatile musical and visual experience as enchanting to watch as any Italian bel canto. The Armenian Institute organized the Barth of Lori, a celebration of literary heritage of Hovhannes Tumanyan on 19th February, the birthday of the Armenian Hayot poet. It was hosted by Datavik Ayvazyan and was an evening of poetry readings in Armenian and English, also featuring illustrated talks with some rare photographs and materials, songs and even games he created to entertain his 10 children.
Thank you everyone for being here on this cold, rainy, miserable Wednesday evening. But we have a big celebration. It's a birthday. He was famous not only as old Armenian poet, Armenian Hayot Fanastetze, but he called himself Armenian Hayot Tamada, an old Armenian Tamada, and he loved the big party. So let's celebrate our great poet and let's start.
Without the microphone. That's okay. Okay, հին օրհնություն, կանաչ վիթխարի ընկուզենու տակ, իրենց հասակի կարգով ծալպատակ, միասին բազմած, մի շրջան կազմած, քեֆ էին անում և ուրախանում, մեր հսկա պապերն ու մեր հայրերը, գյուղի տերերը։ Մենք առույգ ու ժիր
Օհանես Բիծա, հալա մի հարցրուտ ես որ քաղաքից նա, խնդրեց մի գյուղացի։ Քո քաղաքի անունն ինչ է բարեկամ, կրկին հարցրեց Օհանես Բիծեն։ Սվազ, դե իմի ինչ տամ հարցրեց ուստեն ծոցից դրամը հանելով։ Ոչինչ ուստա, ոչինչ հաչի հարկավոր մեզ, քեզ փեշքեշ, մեր աշխարհումը ղարիբից հացի փող չեն առնի, այդ տեսակ ադատ չկա, ասավ Օհանես Բիծեն ու շարունակեց իր չիբուխը ծխել։ Ուստեն մի քիչ շփոթվեց, չեմ արավ ու գնաց։ Սիրունիկ նոշխուն գակավիկ
Organized by Kaya, an introduction to Armenian history, culture and heritage, session 1, featured an excellent afternoon with Andres Timonyan from the Beautify project at Hayashen on the 16th of February. All those present contributed positively and welcomed his groundbreaking documentary, Melody for Harmony. The documentary promoted dialogue between the ordinary citizens of countries with political and historical problems through the international language of music. Thank you to Ealing Adults Learning for funding this series for the 12th consecutive year.
Well, hi, thank you for coming. It's pretty cold outside. My documentary film is about peace, and I hope the message of peace will bring some warmth today on such a cold day. I want to thank Misak and Hayashen for this opportunity. I really wanted to screen this film for the Armenian audience because we've done a screening in SOAS where they were mostly students from different countries. So this is a documentary film, so I'm not going to talk about it. The film tells its own story. It's in 3 languages, Armenian, Turkish, and English. Most of it is in Armenian, about 20-30% is Turkish and 10% in English. So the other thing I want to mention is that this film was shot in what today we call Old Armenia, because as most of you know, there's been a revolution in Armenia almost 2 years ago. And the subject of dialogue between Armenia and Turkey was much more taboo just a few years ago. and the new government is more for dialogue between nations. So please bear that in mind, because there are some subjects we talk about in the film that refers to old Armenia.
In collaboration between the local Armenian communities of Surrey, Sussex, Hampshire, London and Guildford cathedrals, there was a celebration of liturgy of Armenian rites. The unique event took place on the feast of the Second Ecumenical Council of Constantinople 381 at Guildford Cathedral on Saturday 22nd of February.
Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, in Armenian there is a saying, it's better later than never. I can translate this, because we have been waiting to celebrate this Mass for this community and for people here. That's also a ecumenical celebration for 2 years.
Christ, the Son of God, begotten of God, the Father, only Father, by whom all things came into being, and on earth, visible and invisible. For who us men and for
I imagine for a princess Subienity Anuko Yegese Arkaytunko Yeniti Kamko Orbes Evines Ye Epi Asatmer Anapazo Urmes Ayso Yevtovmes Spartis Mer Orbes Yemek Tohu Meroz Arnapanaz Yeminanir Spezikonsum Ay Ya İçare
The Armenian Summer Festival is the biggest Armenian gathering of its kind in the UK, with over 4,000 people attending annually. Since its inception in 2011, the festival has welcomed the very best that Armenia has to offer to the UK, giving visitors the unique opportunity to experience the unmistakable cultural identity of our nation. The festival schedule has plenty to offer as the day progresses. From the famous Akhtamar dance group's wonderful formation to the mouth-watering khorovats, this year brings with its many attractions in the heat of the summer. By creating London's own Little Armenia for the day, the festival brings together an estimated fifth of the Armenians in the country to come together and interact with one another and meet old and new faces alike in abundance. Also, each year has seen an increase in attendance, and this year is certainly no exception. All are invited to make this festival the best and most jubilant yet, and celebrate the jewel in the crown in festivities of the Armenian community in the UK. For more information on the attractions of the festival, please see our dedicated videos in the series below, and subscribe to Hamaink UK for more videos as well as information on upcoming Armenian happenings.
Հայաստան, ես ասատ ու անկախին տերնեմ տան, սա իմ անուն է, հայ, իմ ազգանուն է, հայ եմ ուր էր տանի ճամփան։
Hey! He makes more than 36.
No. I will challenge to do half of what he has done. Half 50. Okay. He's 60 kilo and 110 kilo.
Yes, indeed. I got this one. How are you? Nice to meet you. I know him better. Yeah. I'm that bad. Do you know why? No.
Swelling. Do you mind if I give a present? Of course, please. This is Armenia, you will remember.
Armenian Summer Festival 2019-ի շրջանակներում որպես հատուկ հյուր ներկայանալ էստեղ, ելույթ ունենալ իմ շատ սիրելի հայրենակիցների առաջ։ Տրամադրությունը շատ բարձր է, ամեն ինչ հրաշալի է, պարում ենք, երգում ենք, շատ շնորհակալ եմ, եղեք առողջ, երջանիկ եւ պահեք ձեր հայությունը ուր էլ որ լինեք, ինչպես որ նշեցի իմ երգերի ընթացքում։ Լավ եղեք, սիրում եմ ձեզ, շնորհակալ եմ հրավերի համար։ Լոնդոն